The Young and the Restless spoilers for Thursday, February 27, reveal that Phyllis Summers will make a stubborn move while Nick Newman gets a warning about Sharon Newman. For starters, Victor Newman will have a conversation with Nick and voice some concerns. Sharon will be on Victor's mind as he sounds the alarm to his son. Will Victor worry about Nick constantly playing the hero for Sharon and the possibility that his feelings for her are growing stronger? Victor might think it's a bad idea for Nick to start thinking about any type of romantic reconnection with Sharon. Then again, Victor's concerns may involve some news as the search for Phyllis and Sharon heats up. It's possible there will be some trail for Nick to follow, but Victor may push him to be careful. Meanwhile, Sharon and Phyllis will remain stuck in captivity. Now that Phyllis and Sharon know they have to work together, they'll try to follow instructions and play the game their captor has in store for them. Of course, the stakes will be awfully high since the person behind all this insisted the prize was staying alive. That's why Phyllis could cause some trouble when she makes a stubborn move on Thursday's I&R episode. Phyllis will dig her heels in on something, so she could feud with Sharon again if they can't agree on how to proceed. The demands of this game could prove quite disturbing, but Sharon and Phyllis may have to comply if they want to survive. Next on Thursday's I&R episode, Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson will cave in after their romantic night alone. Chelsea just planted a kiss, but our predictions hint that things will escalate to the bedroom soon enough. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Chelsea and Adam won't be able to fight temptation anymore, so stay tuned for updates on all the sizzling between them. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching, so let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless scoop for Wednesday, February 26, reveals Adam Newman and Chelsea Lawson will share a smooch. Also coming up, Lily Winters will give Damian Kane some advice about his mother. Plus, Victor Newman will meet with Michael Baldwin. E&R spoilers tease Victor will tell Michael he's concerned about Lily and wants to help her. After what happened at Chancellor, it's the least I can do, he'll add. So Michael will ask what it has to do with Lily. I&R Daily Scoop. Michael points out there are no photos of him. Victor will tell him it has to do with Aristotle Dumas. I wonder if he even exists, he'll say. Michael will point out there are no photos of the businessman anywhere. Victor will tell Michael about Damian's connection to Dumas. I want you to find out everything you can about the relationship between Damian Kane and Aristotle Dumas. Speaking of Damian, he and Lily will meet for dinner at the GCAC. She'll tell him she wants to know how things are going with Amy Lewis, Valerie Pettiford, Nate Hastings, Sean Dominic, and him. Damian will ask what she already knows, and Lily will say he should assume she knows nothing. So Damian will say he grew up living a lie and cut ties with his mother when his father died. He stopped contacting Amy because he blamed her for his father's death. My mother didn't seem to care that he was dying, he'll add. She shut down, she stayed away. He'll say that at 16 it felt cold to him, and as he got older, he hated her. That resentment, that anger, it took hold of me, and I don't know if I'll ever be able to let it go. He'll say he might have been able to get past it, but Amy lying about his biological father and not telling him he had a half-brother, that may take some time. Lily will say she went through the same thing. Damian will ask her advice on letting his mother back in. Just hear her side of things. Lily will reply, "Your mother just wants her son back, and you're the only one who can decide if and when that happens." Young and the Restless scoop. Lily is open to seeing Damian again. Then Damian will ask if she's single, and she'll say yes, she's focused on her career. He'll tell her he's single too. Damian will say he's decided to stay around Genoa City for a while. "Can I see you again?" he'll ask, and Lily will say she's open to negotiating that. After she leaves, Damian will text his mom and ask to have dinner with her the following night. Meanwhile, Adam will tell Chelsea he hopes she's hungry, because you're about to have the best dinner of your life. Chelsea will be surprised to learn that Adam cooked it himself. He'll bring their meals over and Chelsea will make a face when he says he tried his skills on a new dish. When he lifts the lid, Chelsea will be relieved to see pasta on the plate. She'll ask what package of pasta and jar of sauce he opened, but Adam will tell her he made everything from scratch. Chelsea will say she can't believe all the trouble he went to. "You were worth it, and then some," he'll reply. Chelsea will take a bite and tell Adam it's amazing. Talk will turn to Connor Newman and Chelsea will tell Adam she's so grateful he was there for them. She's also seen a big change in him. "I just felt safer because of you." Finally, they'll move over to the couch, and Chelsea will tell Adam she has no room for dessert, even though he had her favorite cheesecake flown in from New York. She'll just have to save it for breakfast. Chelsea will admit there was a part of her who thought tonight could be an absolute disaster, but it wasn't. "So tonight was good?" Adam will ask, and Chelsea will say it was better than good. "So much better than good that I want to do this." Then she'll lean in and kiss him. The Young and the Restless spoilers for Wednesday, February 26, 2025 are here. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Michael Baldwin to have a new mission. Damian Kane puts down roots in Genoa City. Also, Adam Newman pulls out all the stops to impress Chelsea Lawson. Damian Kane's roots. On Wednesday, February 26, it is teased that Damian will put down roots in Genoa City. It seems that most people rent a hotel suite instead of renting an apartment or buying a house. Of course, it could also mean that Damian goes after a Genoa City business. After all, Victor Newman did warn Lily that although Damian had no money, he somehow took over all the companies he currently owns. Lily Winter's Jeopardy. Although Lily is suspicious of Damian, she also seems easily charmed by him. Lily got some curious intel from Victor about Damian. Then, Lily accepted Damian's dinner request. However, a preview clip shows Lily calling out Damian for not revealing anything personal about himself. Damian doesn't explain or answer. Instead, he asks if Lily is involved with anyone romantically, which makes her laugh. It's possible that Damian acquired those companies using deception, but maybe does things more legal now. Damian might have won the companies in a poker game, or maybe they were gifted to him for some reason. In any case, it will be interesting to see what Damian is all about. Michael Baldwin's new mission. The Young and the Restless spoilers for tomorrow reveal that Victor will have a new task for Michael. Victor asks Michael to help Lily. Maybe Michael digs deeper to find out exactly how Damian was able to take over those companies without any money. Was it blackmail, a devious trick such as Carter Walton on The Bold and the Beautiful? Or could Victor and Michael know more that they aren't letting on about? Wednesday, February 25, 2025. It is teased that fans can also expect Adam to pull out all the stops to impress Chelsea. While Chelsea seemed uncertain at first, they are learning how good they were together. Adam and Chelsea have also learned a lot and have really grown as people. By the end of the week, Adam and Chelsea do give in to temptation. However, will this rekindled romance last? Chelsea warned they would have to take it extremely slow, but those usually are famous last words, so stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, February 26, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Young and the Restless spoilers and updates tease the mystery surrounding the kidnapping of Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers is set to unfold, revealing a double abduction. It's certainly an unusual scenario, especially considering that both Sharon and Phyllis appeared to be perfectly fine during their last appearance on Valentine's Day. Nick found Sharon asleep. Phyllis was asleep in her suite. Fans will remember the moment when Nick Newman discovered Sharon dozing off in a booth at the coffee house. This happened right after Sharon experienced a romantic dream featuring Nick. While Phyllis was in her suite, already dreaming about Billy Abbott. Although it appeared that Phyllis was settled in for the night, there's a chance someone could have entered her room or followed her if she stepped out. If Phyllis decided to visit Crimson Lights for a soothing cup of tea to aid her sleep, she might have been trailed. Were both Sharon and Phyllis caught in a web of intrigue? Or did one of them inadvertently get swept up in the chaos? Ian Ward may be to blame, but why Sharon and Phyllis, not Victor? Ian Ward, Ray Wise, has a grudge against both women, making him a plausible suspect in the abduction of Phyllis and Sharon. With his enemies unaware of his survival, he holds a significant advantage of surprise. Viewers remember his waking up from the dead in the ambulance. Yet, one might expect Ian to prioritize revenge against Victor Newman after their explosive confrontation at the ranch. If it is indeed Ian behind this, why is he targeting Sharon and Phyllis instead of seeking retribution against Victor for nearly ending his life? Nicky Newman would be a more logical choice for a kidnapping if Ian is indeed looking to stir the pot once more. Ray Wise thought his run was done at least for then. Ray Wise appears to be concluding his time on the show, recently giving an exit interview to Sode. In this conversation, Wise expressed uncertainty about Ian's fate after he regained consciousness in the ambulance, wishing for a potential return to the series in the future. It's worth exploring other potential kidnappers, as there's no assurance that Ian is the one stirring up trouble just yet. There could be a familiar face from the past orchestrating this abduction, someone with motives that connect to both Phyllis and Sharon. This storyline might weave in elements from the show's history, creating intriguing ties to previous events. What about Aristotle Dumas? Could he be a new villain? This could very well be a clever tactic to introduce a fresh face to the canvas. What could be more thrilling than having a formidable antagonist swoop in and capture two pivotal characters in Genoa City? If the show is gearing up for a major overarching storyline, this might just tie into the arrival of Aristotle Dumas, who is set to make his entrance soon. Aristotle, the enigmatic proprietor of the companies run by Damian Kane, may have a few kidnapper accomplices lurking in GC, along with some shadowy intentions regarding his involvement. Regardless of the circumstances, Sharon and Phyllis are destined to find themselves in a tight spot, waking up on the floor of a rundown apartment somewhere. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with Y and R right now. Come back here often for the Young and the Restless spoilers, news, and updates. The Young and the Restless spoilers hint that Kyle Abbott and Summer Newman may play detective to find Phyllis Summers. Will these exes bond over clues as Claire Newman worries about a possible reunion? CBS, The Young and the Restless spoilers. Phyllis Summers makes a move to be a part of her son's business. Claire is trying not to let insecurities creep in, but it's hard when Summer is playing up her own romantic history with Kyle and how Victor Newman always approved. Of course, Summer has also been making predictions about Victor never changing his mind about Kyle's relationship with Claire. It's clearly getting under Claire's skin, so she may be starting to think her romance with Kyle is doomed. Claire will have another reason to think that if Kyle and Summer team up on a special project. Kyle already comforted Summer over Phyllis' disappearance and will certainly be willing to do whatever he can to help. Both Phyllis and Sharon Newman are missing, but Summer may get impatient over Chance Chancellor's lack of progress when it comes to figuring out where they are. I and R fans know Summer never seems to respect the law or Chance's abilities as a detective. Since Chance probably won't solve the case fast enough for Summer's taste, she may take matters into her own hands. Could Kyle help Summer uncover some clues related to Phyllis and Sharon's vanishing act? Instead of trusting the actual detective to solve the mystery, Summer and Kyle might play detective to figure it out themselves. Even if Kyle and Summer don't fully crack the case, they could find out something that might offer a major breakthrough. Summer might owe Kyle a debt of gratitude and feel even closer to him if he comes through for her like that. However, Claire may end up feeling like she's on the outside looking in. This could turn into a situation where Claire watches Kyle and Summer reconnect over their sleuthing skills. One way or another, Summer will work to pull Kyle further into her orbit in the coming weeks, so she'll make some strategy updates. It's possible Summer will do that through this missing Phyllis dilemma if she relies on Kyle for assistance. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Summer will hope to make Kyle her man again, so we'll see if that'll mean bad news for Claire. Is where you want to be for Hot Young and the Restless spoilers, predictions, news, and updates, so stop by often for more I&R info. The Young and the Restless spoilers document that Audra Charles made the right choice. Her decision to tell Nate Hastings about Holden Novak was brilliant. However, it appears that she didn't tell him everything. Holden implied that he and Audra had more than a friendship when they met in Los Angeles, California. She mentioned them having a few dates and Holden backing her up when some guys didn't behave like gentlemen during a malfunctioned business deal. But that doesn't fully define the depth of their relationship. Playing a fence in Genoa City, Wisconsin. Audra is no longer working for Tucker McCall, last played by Trevor Street John, or living in Lay. She is calculating that getting out in front of the Holden connection will allow her to control it. She must believe she holds some form of leverage over Holden, who could tell Nate whatever he knows at any point. But Audra might have put herself in a position where she needs to bow to Holden's wishes or demands. Nate's deception damaged his relationship with his cousins in the recent past. He's righted himself and wants to accept what Audra has said. It remains possible that he'll overlook whatever might come out in the future, but that's a gamble Audra likely didn't need to take. Nate Hastings helps to heal family matters. Meeting Amy Lewis changed Nate's life. He never knew about his paternal brother, but now he does because of Amy's brave and selfless actions. Helping Amy to locate the son she had with Nate's late father, Nathan Hastings, was heartfelt. Nate's selfless actions allow a dying woman to make peace with her child potentially. But Amy also wanted to introduce Damien Kane to Nate. She knows that Damien is a loner and will benefit from getting to know his brother. Hopefully, Nate's medical contacts also help to extend Amy's life, potentially indefinitely. Lily Winters is playing a dangerous game. Lily Winters has a line on Damien. Her make-good request to Victor Newman provided intriguing intel. Damien is connected to Aristotle Dumas. Damien's ability to become a highly successful businessman happened with Aristotle's help. Victor told Lily that he would learn why she wanted information on Damien. The mustache's desire to keep tabs on anything that could impact his business in GC means that this prediction will surely come true. Nate's protection is what Lily is interested in. Knowing that Damien has a shady background and is linked by blood to her cousin makes him a threat. Damien's romantic interest in Lily could save him if she eventually shares his feelings. Young and the Restless spoilers find Nick Newman hiding a massive secret from someone during the 2 weeks of February 24, March 7, 2025. Elsewhere, someone fights to protect what's important, while another fights for her life on My and R. Check out the newest spoilers for the CBS soap opera. Young and the Restless 2-week spoilers, Nick Newman hides the truth. This week, on Young and the Restless, Nick Newman works with Phyllis Summer's son, Daniel Romalotti. Together, they keep a big secret from Billy Abbott. No doubt, they don't tell him that Phyllis Summer is missing. Recently, Phyllis started working for Billy, so he's going to wonder why he can't get a hold of her. Daniel and Nick are desperately trying to figure out where Sharon, Newman, and Phyllis went on Young and the Restless. And they may worry that Billy could try to help and make things worse. Also, by the end of the week and going into next week, suspicions about Sharon and Phyllis' disappearance start to intensify. Y and R 2-week spoilers, Phyllis Summer's in big trouble. While Nick Newman teams up with Daniel Romalotti, things go from bad to worse for Phyllis Summers. Currently, she and Sharon Newman are trapped in Havenhurst Psychiatric Clinic, which is now abandoned. Someone recently came over the intercom and ordered them to work together. Their prize is staying alive. Most likely, they're being held captive by Ian Ward on Young and the Restless. Indeed, this sounds right up his sick and twisted alley. Soon, things get dire for Phyllis. Then, Sharon must make a difficult choice, and Phyllis won't budge. So it certainly looks like Ian has them both, and Phyllis' life might be in Sharon's hands. After all, they must work together to live. Indeed, their families need to find them soon before something tragic happens to one or both of them on Young and the Restless. Young and the Restless 2 weeks. Audra lays down the law. Meanwhile, on Y&R, Audra Charles isn't playing games. Indeed, Nate Hastings is important to her, and she won't risk losing him. Recently, she told him about her history with Holden Novak. And soon, she creates boundaries with Holden, so he doesn't get any ideas about revisiting their past. Meanwhile, Damian Kane settles down in Genoa City. No doubt, he wants to get to know Lily Winters better. Later, on Young and the Restless, Victor Newman uses Michael Baldwin to help Lily. He also gives Nick a warning regarding Sharon. Elsewhere, Adam Newman romances Chelsea Lawson. And it looks like this week is the start of their rekindled romance. Y&R is thrilling and intense during this week and next. Don't miss it to see Nick Newman fight to save Phyllis and Sharon on the CBS daytime drama. Someone is missing in Genoa City. No, we're not talking about Phyllis and Sharon. We're talking about Noah Newman. His presence is needed on the Young and the Restless. What happened to Sharon's son? Noah is Sharon's and Nick's son. He's popped in and out of Genoa City for years. His recast was announced in 2021 and was kind of a big deal. Noah returned from London to stay in Genoa City for a while. The legacy character was figuring out what to do with his life. He received an offer to work at Newman Media. However, Nick wanted his son to work with him at New Hope. Noah dealt with a broken heart when he returned too. A girl in London dumped him. It was later revealed that Noah was involved with Audra Charles. Noah was surprised to see her in Genoa City. She was his ex-girlfriend who broke things off after she lost their baby. Audra went on to become the ruthless businesswoman we've all grown to know and love. Noah went on to find love again. He met Jack's granddaughter, Ali. The two embarked on a serious relationship, and he started a club atop the Grand Phoenix Hotel that was a hot hangout for a while. Ali and Noah went abroad and haven't been seen since. We would love for both of these characters to come back into the fold. We need more hot, young, messy individuals in Genoa City. Come back, be here. Sharon has had a significant story for over a year now. She's been kidnapped twice, which has been traumatic for her. It's incredible that she hasn't needed mental health treatment. Sharon has tried to move on as if nothing has happened, but she keeps facing another setback because of nefarious foes who want to take her down. Needless to say, she should have all of her kids by her side. Oddly, no one has informed Noah about his mother. Shouldn't Nick inform him? Sharon loves having her family with her, so why isn't Noah there? Gibson is reportedly on recurring status, which means he appears if his character is needed. It's safe to say that Noah is needed right now. It doesn't make sense not to include him in these core storylines. This legacy character needs to return and cement himself with the younger generation. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that fans are reeling after the Tuesday, February 25 episode, which centered around Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman's abduction. The show revealed that the two have gone missing together, and someone is holding them captive in an old psychiatric facility. The place was uber creepy, with an odd alarm that went off multiple times during scenes. A bluesy song also played at one point, which frustrated Phyllis, but Sharon believed it to be a clue. When the music stopped, Sharon asked for the rules of the game, and this was when a disguised voice came over the intercom. They noted that the two women would have to work together, and the prize at the end was staying alive. It was also revealed that the captor has a camera in the room and is watching Phyllis and Sharon's every move. Who has Sharon and Phyllis? Time to speculate. Suspect 1, Ian Ward. This seems like the most popular guess since fans know that Ian Ward, Ray Wise, targeted both Sharon and Phyllis during his first return run back in November 2024. Unlike the residents of GC, my and our viewers also know that Ian is alive, so chances are he struck while the iron was hot and kidnapped both ladies. Suspect 2, Patty Williams. It's been a hot minute since Patty Williams has been on the canvas, but the mentally unstable woman did have major issues with Phyllis thanks to her obsession with Jack Abbott. She also spent time at Fairview with Sharon, and the two weren't exactly ever besties. As Phyllis and Sharon are locked in an old psychiatric ward, could this be a hint that Patty has returned to town? This certainly would be an interesting plot twist, since everyone is expecting the captor to be Ian. While the actress who previously played Patty is now on Days of Our Lives, having stepped into the Kristen Dimmer role, maybe another actress will be recast? Suspect number 3, Nick Newman. This one seems completely outlandish, but so is the land of soaps, so read on first and judge later. Nick Newman cares for both women deeply and has to be tired of their relentless rivalry. Maybe he decided to go to extreme measures to help Sharon and Phyllis realize they are more alike than they think. This wouldn't be the first time he's done something over the top. Remember when he paraded around as JT Hellstrom, circa 2019, with a mask and all? This might be part of a grander plan that Nick has to bring the women together for the sake of their kids. After all, Summer Newman and Faith Newman are sisters, and Faith is also friends with Lucy Romalotti, so having these women become friends, or civil at the very least, would make everyone's life that much easier. But would Nick be willing to scare the crap out of both women to prove a point? Who do you think is holding Sharon and Phyllis captive? Share your thoughts below. Watch Y and R on CBS Daily to catch all the drama in GC. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that someone is holding Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman hostage at the Old Havenhurst psychiatric facility. But who is their captor? Let's consider some clues from the February 25 episode as we work to nail down the person responsible. For starters, Phyllis suggested they were likely in this mess because of Sharon, who has a history of mental health issues. However, Sharon fired back that maybe somebody decided Phyllis should finally get the help she needed instead. Sharon added that Phyllis did get treatment years ago, so that may have been a hint that Phyllis is mostly to blame for their joint time in captivity. Another clue backs that up since the captor eventually played a song over the loudspeaker that left Phyllis especially agitated. Sharon could tell that Phyllis had a tense reaction to the music and kept trying to get Phyllis to remember if it was familiar to her. Phyllis was too upset and stubborn to even try, but we'd say this song is indeed connected to a memory in her past, one that she shares with her captor. It's worth mentioning that the song used in the show is Misty Moon by the Sunset Sound featuring Shelby Lynn. It's got a bluesy vibe and features some interesting lyrics that talk about a nightbird singing a mournful song. The song also reflects on being left with nothing but the ghost of you and expresses hope that they'll see each other again underneath the misty moon. Could this relate to Phyllis' faked demise, especially since Sharon threw that scheme in her face as they fought on the February 25 episode? Some viewers have suggested Jeremy Stark might somehow still be alive and out for revenge, or that maybe someone connected to him is trying to avenge him instead. Jeremy proved he liked psychological games when he helped Phyllis play dead to frame Diane Jenkins Abbott. Phyllis ultimately killed Jeremy in self-defense once their partnership went south. However, it's tough to see what Sharon would have to do with any of that. The captor confirmed that this is about Sharon, Phyllis, and no one else, so Sharon is definitely a factor in some way. It's possible there could be some sort of Patty Williams-related twist, since she's had storylines tied to both Phyllis and Sharon in the past. Patty would also have a psychiatric facility connection, so that's worth keeping in mind. Even if Patty isn't behind this, someone could be acting on her behalf. That said, the song almost makes it seem like Phyllis' ex-lover, who also has some link to Sharon. There's a chance this storyline will involve some real lie and our history, but it's also possible it'll be some newly invented curveball that the show just pretends was part of the past. David Pressman has been cast in an unknown role that Michelle Stafford hyped up on her Instagram account. Could Pressman be playing the captor, or is he perhaps playing Aristotle Dumas instead for a completely different storyline? Regardless, Phyllis and Sharon have to work as a team to play this game with the goal of staying alive. Their captor used a voice changer to disguise their identity and refused to divulge their name, so maybe figuring out who's at fault is part of the game. The Young and the Restless spoilers say some wild stuff is still to come for Sharon and Phyllis, so stick with us for more captor predictions and updates on any big news ahead. The Young and the Restless spoilers shock. In recent days, Genoa has been gripped by a palpable tension as mysterious events have unsettled the community. The inexplicable disappearances of Phyllis and Sharon have cast long, dark shadows over the city, leaving residents and authorities alike scrambling for answers. As rumors swirl and suspicions mount, one name emerges from the chaos: Summer, a figure whose cunning ambitions now threaten to upend the delicate balance of power in Genoa. For weeks, Phyllis and Sharon had been the heartbeat of their community. Their presence, despite past conflicts and complicated histories, was a stabilizing force for many. When news broke that both women had vanished without a trace, the shock reverberated through every corner of Genoa. Their disappearance was as sudden as it was mysterious, and while the police mobilized their resources to search for clues, a chilling undercurrent of fear began to take hold. Amid the turmoil, Summer saw an opportunity, a chance to advance her own hidden agenda. Known for her ruthlessness and shrewd ability to manipulate events in her favor, Summer had long harbored a secret goal: to eliminate Cla from the picture once and for all. Cla, a model employee with an unblemished record, was someone who had never once taken an unsanctioned day off, nor had she ever neglected to call her mother when needed. Her reliability and unwavering commitment had made her a respected figure in her workplace and beyond. Yet, it was precisely this spotless reputation that made her the perfect target for Summer's malevolent plot. Unbeknownst to Cla's close friends and family, Summer had already put her plan into action. With meticulous and cold-blooded determination, she executed the unthinkable, kidnapping Cla and taking advantage of the chaos created by the disappearance of Phyllis and Sharon. Summer whisked Cla away to a secret underground location, a dark, foreboding basement that served as her personal lair. This basement was not just any hideout, it was, in effect, a tomb from which Summer had no intention of letting her victim escape. Inside the claustrophobic confines of that subterranean chamber, Cla's world was reduced to a nightmare of isolation and despair. Summer was resolute in her decision. If Cla ever managed to break free, the carefully concealed evidence of her own criminal activities would inevitably be exposed. Every moment of forced confinement was a calculated risk, ensuring that no whispers of truth could reach the outside world. And so, as the days passed, the silence of the basement deepened, echoing the cold finality of Summer's resolve. But Summer's devious machinations did not stop there. Ever the master of misdirection, she quickly concocted a plan to deflect suspicion away from herself. In a calculated move designed to muddy the investigative waters, Summer began to cast blame on an enigmatic, mysterious kidnapper. Her narrative was simple yet cunning. If the police discovered Phyllis and Sharon, they would be quick to conclude that the same elusive criminal was behind all of the kidnappings, including that of Cla. By weaving this web of deception, Summer hoped to discourage a deeper investigation into her own actions. After all, if the authorities were led to believe that a single shadowy figure was responsible, then the trail leading directly to her would be obscured by doubt. The unfolding drama soon caught the attention of Victoria and Cole, who, in the wake of Cla's sudden disappearance, found themselves unable to reach her by any means. Their attempts to contact her were met with eerie silence, a stark contrast to the regularity with which Cla communicated with her mother. This break in routine, a deviation from Cla's unwavering record of punctuality and care, set off alarm bells in the minds of those who knew her best. Both Victoria and Cole, seasoned by years of hardship and loss, were struck by a gnawing sense of foreboding. Their instincts screamed that something was terribly wrong, even as they struggled to piece together the fragments of a puzzle that was rapidly spiraling out of control. As word of the kidnapping spread through the community, the public's anxiety grew. The disappearance of two prominent figures, followed by the abduction of yet another beloved member of the community, painted a grim picture of a city under siege. Every whispered conversation in shadowed alleyways, every furtive glance exchanged in crowded cafes, fed the mounting dread that perhaps the very fabric of trust and safety was unraveling. Meanwhile, the police, far from being the unwitting pawns in Summer's grand design, had already begun to question the simplicity of her narrative. Experienced investigators knew that the human mind was capable of far more elaborate deceptions than a single mysterious kidnapper could account for. The idea that all these disparate events were orchestrated by an unseen villain seemed too convenient, a neat explanation that failed to account for the intricate details of each case. With every new piece of evidence, the authorities grew increasingly skeptical of Summer's claims. They understood that a plan so audacious could hardly be left to chance, and that somewhere within the tangled web of lies lay the fingerprints of someone who was both calculating and desperate. For Summer, however, the stakes were high, and failure was not an option. She had meticulously planned every detail, from the timing of the abductions to the precise amount of money to be used as a bribe, or perhaps as an alibi, in the unfolding investigation. Her mind raced with the consequences of a misstep. Any error could lead to the unraveling of everything she had worked so hard to achieve. For decades, Eric Braeden and Melody Thomas Scott have been the heart and soul of The Young and the Restless, portraying the iconic Victor and Nikki Newman. But now, an earth-shattering announcement has left fans stunned. Both legends are officially bidding farewell to Genoa City, a legacy that defined daytime drama. Since 1980, Eric Braeden has embodied the ruthless yet captivating Victor Newman, while Melody Thomas Scott has brought elegance, strength, and vulnerability to Nikki. Together, they crafted one of the most unforgettable love stories in soap opera history, one filled with passion, betrayal, and undeniable chemistry that kept viewers glued to their screens. Their exits mark the end of an era, as the power couple that has weathered countless storms will no longer be gracing our screens. Fans are left wondering, how will Lie and R possibly move forward without the Newmans at the center of it all? The emotional goodbye. Sources close to the show reveal that the decision to leave was not made lightly. Both actors, having spent decades in their roles, felt it was time to close this chapter of their careers. Insiders suggest that their farewell storyline will be nothing short of breathtaking, with shocking twists, heartfelt goodbyes, and perhaps even a final confrontation that will shake Genoa City to its core. Melody Thomas Scott shared an emotional message with fans. "This has been the role of a lifetime, and I will forever be grateful for the love and support from all of you." Meanwhile, Eric Braeden, known for his fiery personality on and off screen, assured fans that his departure doesn't mean goodbye forever. Victor Newman never truly disappears, he teased, hinting at possible future appearances. Fans react, shock, sorrow, and speculation. As news of their departure spread, social media erupted with an outpouring of emotions. Fans took to Twitter and Instagram to express their heartbreak, disbelief, and gratitude for the actors who shaped The Young and the Restless for generations. "I can't imagine Y and R without Victor and Nikki. This is devastating," one fan lamented. "They are the backbone of the show. How will it survive without them?" another questioned. Speculation is also running wild. Will their characters meet a tragic fate? Could this be a setup for an eventual return? Some fans even theorize that the showrunners might introduce a shocking recast, an idea that has already sparked fierce debate. What's next for Y and R? With two of the show's biggest stars exiting, the landscape of The Young and the Restless is bound to shift dramatically. Will another power couple rise to take their place, or will the series struggle to maintain its long-standing dominance in daytime television? Producers have remained tight-lipped about how Victor and Nikki's storylines will conclude, but one thing is certain: their final episodes will be can't-miss television. A bittersweet goodbye. As we prepare to say farewell to two soap opera legends, we celebrate the incredible legacy they leave behind. Eric Braeden and Melody Thomas Scott have given fans over 4 decades of unforgettable moments, and their presence on The Young and the Restless will never be forgotten. But the biggest question remains: how will Victor and Nikki's story end? Will they ride off into the sunset together, or will their final chapter be one of heartbreak and tragedy? One thing is for sure: when the final curtain falls, there won't be a dry eye in Genoa City.